Which calendar is best, Google or Apple, and how to create a great one for yourself? What features should a good calendar have? A good calendar should allow teachers to schedule a meeting with more than one person at the same time. It should allow teachers to focus on the content of the meeting rather than the setup. An event should automatically appear on the meeting calendar of those invited, and you can even send an email invitation to their mailbox. You should also be able to manage your RSVPs through your calendar. You should be able to receive notifications through text messages, and you can sync mobile calendars to phones. You can connect and share a group calendar with individuals and the public. Teachers wear more than one hat these days, and a calendar should allow for flexibility. You can manage your personal, group, and business calendars all in one place, and you should be able to use colors and privacy settings to make it your own. Google Calendar has all of these features plus lots more. Let's see how the Apple Calendar stacks up. When scheduling meetings and sharing with the Google Calendar, you can check a coworker's schedule or layer your calendar so that it appears in a single view. It's easy to schedule meetings because you know when your coworkers are free. You can also request a room and equipment for that room right on your calendar. A group calendar can be shared publicly so students and parents can schedule meetings with me or quickly find out when we have concerts or rehearsals. I can easily invite my parents and/or my students to view my calendar. When scheduling a meeting and sharing with an Apple Calendar, the calendar can be shared publicly as well. However, a calendar can be shared with another user as long as it's on another Apple device or through Microsoft Outlook. So let's see how the Google and Apple calendars compare in other ways. The Google Calendar allows you to detect events in Gmail and will add them directly to your calendar. And there's always access to the Google suite of products as well. You will like that it adds airline and hotel reservations, and that's probably one of my favorite features. Google is fast, and Google supports attachments and allows all users of the calendars to view them. You can customize how you view your calendar. In addition to regular day, week, month, and agenda settings, I can choose how I'd like to see my calendar, anywhere from 1 day at a time to 4 weeks, and anywhere in between. The Apple Calendar doesn't sync to my email. It's not as fast as Google. Apple does support attachments, but it doesn't sync them to an iPhone. The Apple Calendar here looks very jumbled and confusing to me. I have everything on the left-hand side of the page, my iCloud, my Gmail, my Facebook, my Mac, and something keeps getting askew, and I get double holidays. Sometimes I get birthdays every day of the month that I don't ask to have on the calendar. The search bar connects only to events within your calendar. It will show a map, but there are a few steps that you have to take to get to that map. It will show you travel time, but since I have to input the data of the travel distance in the map, there's really no point in doing it ahead of time when I input the data into my calendar. I can share it with Mac, iOS, or web users. The Google Calendar, on the other hand, has clean lines, it's easy to read, and I can instantly connect it with the Google Suite. I can search events with the search bar, and I can also use it for Google search as well. Using the gear wheel here, I can go to Labs, which are experimental apps that make it a lot more interesting and fun to use my calendar, and also it makes my calendar much more useful. There are several views, and I have an agenda view, which the Apple Calendar doesn't have, and I have the view where I can set it from 1 day to 4 weeks. I can open up a map directly from the event with driving directions. I can tell you the weather of a meeting location. I can start a video chat with Hangouts through an event, and I can share with iOS, Android, or web users. And it's available on all devices. Here's a picture of the agenda view in my Google Calendar. I can see several months ahead of time, and I have an overview of upcoming events from scheduling concerts or vacations. It's very handy to have. When I synced my Google Calendar into my iPhone, I was very pleasantly surprised to see how much more colorful the Google Calendar is than the Apple. I can do almost anything except create a new calendar on my phone. I can sync all my calendars in one spot. I can invite guests, add an attachment, and leave myself a note. And with the easy-to-read agenda view, I can stay on schedule. But even more, I found that I can select a goal, and the calendar will schedule time for activities that I don't normally have time for. I can practice my cello, I can get a massage, or schedule time for dinner with my family. I can do these as often as I'd like, and all I have to do is select the time of the day and the frequency, and the app will do the rest. My my Apple Calendar looks very utilitarian and sparse. I can sync my calendars, but I can't set colors for different event categories. I can do almost anything except create a new calendar right on my phone. I can sync all my calendars in one spot. I can invite guests, add an attachment, and leave myself a note. And I have no agenda view. The mapping feature on the Google Calendar I felt was exceptional, and I wanted to share it with you. I have access to Google Earth. Right here, I just click on it. But this is probably the best feature that I found in the calendar. The close-up view makes finding the location easy. How many times have you driven by a location, you're looking for a house or a building, and you can't find it, you can't find a house number, you're searching mailboxes? If you were able to see the location that you're going to beforehand, it would be so much easier for me to find. I can also find restaurants and hotels and other things nearby. I can send it to my phone. I can share it with other people or save it. And it's easy to access with a simple click of a link. The mapping directions for the Apple Calendar, on the other hand, it has a more basic mapping feature. It's a little more cumbersome to use because of the clicks that I have to do to actually get to the close-up map. There are links to satellite views and transit, but they're not as graphically pleasing as the Google map. So which is a better calendar? Let's first review what good calendars should be. They should be easy to use, pleasing to the eye, easy to share with others, available on all devices, and customizable. So which is the better calendar? The Google Calendar is easy to use. It has colorful graphics. It can easily share with others. It's easy to access on all devices. There are plenty of options to customize. The Apple Calendar, on the other hand, is a little more cumbersome with its drop-down menu and multiple steps needed for several functions. The graphics I found were rather plain. It is easy to share. It's not available on an Android device, and you can customize it to some degree. I choose the Google Calendar, and now I'm going to show you how to create your own. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a new tab here, and I'm going to go to my grid, and you're going to click on the icon, the calendar icon, and it's going to open up my calendar. So in order to create a new calendar, I'm going to scroll over to the left where it's my calendars, and I'm going to click on the drop-down menu, click on create a new calendar. And I'm going to fill in some information. Let's make this calendar name Stanford String Festival. And a description is going to be for parents and students to access rehearsal dates, times, and location. I'm going to put in my location, which is Clunin Middle School, 11 West North Street, Stanford, CT. time zone. I can share this calendar with others. I'm going to make this public since I want parents and students to see it. So I will click on Make Calendar Public, and they should be able to see all event details. I can also share with specific people and give different permission settings. So I'm going to click down here on Create Calendar, and I have to answer yes or no. Making this calendar public will make all events visible to the world, including Google search. Yes, I'm sure. Okay, so I'm going to give it a minute for my calendar to show up, and I'm going to show you very briefly some other features and other calendars. I can add friends calendars, add by URL, but I'm going to show you browse interesting calendars. There are all sorts of holiday calendars for different countries and for different religions. I can even access sports calendars. If I'm a baseball fanatic, I can access the baseball calendar, basketball, all different sports, and then there are other assorted calendars that I can also access. Let's go back to my calendar, and I'll show you how to create an event. So there's my String Festival calendar. I'm going to go up to the red rectangle, click on Create an Event, and let's make this a concert. And I'll make it for the 23rd of February. And even though the Google Calendar has a 1-hour default time slot, I'm going to make this for 2 hours. So I'll make it 7 to 9. So we have plenty of time. And I'm going to put in my location, Clunin Middle School. Okay, I'll let this do the rest. I can join a video call to the calendar. I'll make sure I'm in the right calendar, the Stanford String Festival. There we go. I can add attachments. I'm going to pick an event color. I'm going to pick red. Show myself as available or busy. Calendar default. We're not going to worry about this now. I'm going to save it. Okay, I've added my concert, and I can see that it's highlighted here in February. So let's go find my concert. And there it is. I'm going to show you how to use the mapping feature. I can copy this to my calendar, and edit, delete, add the video call, and here's my map. So with a map, I can find a picture of the location. Right down here is what my school looks like. There's another view. I can find the telephone number for the main office, the website in case I needed any information. I can get driving directions. I can also find locations nearby. I can choose restaurants, for example, and it will show me restaurants in the area, and it will also show me Yelp reviews for those restaurants. I can find hotels, bars, pubs, other places. I can share, send it to my phone. I have many options of things that I can do. I also have the Google Earth setting. So let's go back to the calendar. And we've now learned how to create events. And now I'm going to show you how to get rid of a calendar if that's what you want to do. I'm going to click back on the calendar drop down, and I'm going to go to Settings. And I'm going to click on the Stanford String Festival. And I'm going to go down to Delete the Calendar. And I'm going to ask it to permanently delete my calendar. Click on Yes, I definitely want to. Delete for everyone. And my calendar is now gone. I hope that you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you for watching.